Hello everybody, welcome back to the FM24 European Journeyman Save, and it's the end of the first season of our stint in Hungary. Let's go and see how it's ending, because we've got one game left. Let's dive in. Yes, hello everybody, welcome back to the save, and it has sort of petered out towards the end of the season. No highlights package in this episode. Let me know, are you enjoying the highlights packages or are you not enjoying the highlights packages? There's been a bit of a mixed bag in the comment section, so I'm going to take the comments on this videos to say if we keep it going into the second season with a bit of a highlights package and a data deep dive and stuff like that. Let me know down in the comment section, and please do leave a subscribe and a like because it gets more people to find the series, and we're very close to 10,000 subscribers, which is my goal, and then who knows, I might just walk away from YouTube. I'm only joking, we'll keep it going, but I've got a little bet with my wife about how many when we can hit 10,000 basically. So the sooner we do it, the more chance I've got of winning the bet, which means I get basically a golf present that she'll buy me. I don't have to buy myself. Not that it really matters because all our money's joint. So anyway, let's go and have a look at results. We were last together in, March, April time before the youth intake. We lost 4-3 to the team that got promoted with us in an absolutely barnstorming game, which was a bit crazy. We lined up in the 4-2-3-1. They played the 5-3-2 holding midfield. We went back to the 4-4-2, got a 1-0 win over Guillemot, winning 1-0 with the Dakic header from a corner. We then played on Saskavar, sticking with the 4-4-2, and won 3-0 with that one. 2 own goals helping us out, but Norbert Sesh, our tall striker, getting us a lovely goal. And Gior, we lost 4-2, which was very disappointing because in the league, I don't think they're doing brilliantly. But yeah, they had Marcel Huzar, who scored a hat-trick for them. This gentleman here, who is having a pretty good season, to be honest. When you look at it, 33.33 shots a game, 46% of them on target, 0.61 goals a game, 0.39 non-expected goals per game. So he's actually scoring quite a lot more than his non-penalty expected goals, which is very impressive. Not very good in possession, but if he's putting the ball in the back of the net, not many people are going to moan about that. And today we take on Tzakeski LC. That's who we're taking on. Their captain looks about 10. Eduardo, he's 24. Blooming hell. Okay. Don't look 24. Maybe I'm just really old. Maybe I just look really old. Now everyone looks a lot younger to me. Yeah, I'm not sure. In the league then, 6th place. So it's still a fantastic season. We're meant to be fighting against relegation, but we are 6th. Annoyingly, the team we got promoted with, Beksikaba, are in a promotion spot. So if they get a draw, they're up, which is annoying because that could have been us. And we were up there, right? We were up there at some point. We were playing reasonably well, but we've just had a little bit of inconsistency towards the back end of the season, and it's cost us. But I'm not too upset. I'm not too disappointed. I do think we've had a really, really good season. So we're going to finish the season out with our final game, and we're going to see how we get on, really. I mean, we've got 49 points. We could potentially finish 5th, or we could potentially finish 8th. So it's not going to be... In fact, no, we can't. We can finish 7th or 9th. No, 5th, 6th or 7th. What is wrong with me today? We can finish 5th, 6th or 7th, and that's what we've got. And then we'll have a quick review of the squad. And then the next episode, I'm basically going to be recording the whole of the transfer window and then editing it up to show you how I'm doing it with data, because there's been a lot of interest in that down below. In terms of staff, we had a question around staff. How are we finding staff? We're basically putting out adverts, and then we're going through the people that apply and picking the best person that fits the role, basically. That's it. We're not doing a staff search. We're doing finding staff like that. But as you can see, we've got a few unhappy people at the club that want more game time. I think there's going to be quite a big overhaul of the squad, like always happens at this sort of lower level of football. I think the squad overhaul is normally pretty big. I would like, to keep Norbert Sesh at the club. I think, we touched on the strikers that we need or want to try and emulate at the club, like Jean-Philippe Mendy, Zahovic, Tavares, and Velonkia, who I think I called Vucevic in the video, even though his name was right in front of me. But, and I think this guy could do a decent job of that. He's very good at holding possession and he's scoring goals, sort of like the target forward. The Jean-Philippe Mendy potentially could do it, but I don't think he's quite physical enough. But I think at this level of football, we're going to struggle to find those sorts of players that can do exactly what we want them to do. But it's more about the system and how we use it, right? So we can actually approach to sign him. And I think with 7 starts, 2 sub-appearances, 3 goals, very good at holding possession. He's got 0.26 non-penalty expected goals and he's scored 0.43 per 90. So he is outperforming probably what he should do. So I think we're going to have a little look here. He only wants to be a breakthrough prospect. There's no compensation. Yeah, we'll give him a 2-year deal. Like, he can potentially stay at the club beyond us if we move on. And he only wants 12 months. So we'll agree to 12 months. But hopefully we make that a permanent deal because he's done a very good job for us. Now, Beres is the other one we've got on loan. Let's see how he's getting on comparing him to centre-backs then. 27 appearances. He's played a lot of minutes. 6 yellow cards, no goals, no assists. He's not got anything right at the top echelons, has he? But progressive passes, not too bad, 4.29 per 90. He's only completing 89% of his passes, which for a centre-back in our system it's not dreadful, but we are playing slightly direct, so we'll keep an eye on that. He does lose possession a fair bit. He's not winning possession an awful lot either. He's winning 1.03 tackles per game, which isn't great, but this is comparing him to everybody in the world in the top 20 leagues. So, yeah, okay, he's not dreadful, is he? He's not dreadful. I think we might be able to get someone a bit better. Does his defending close to goal, specialising in last-ditch blocks and clearances. Okay, I mean, it's not dreadful. It's not dreadful at all. And he does bring decent determination and leadership. He's got more pros than cons, although he is inconsistent and has the lack of ability to pass, which is a bit of a problem. But he's got a good DNA wheel. Yeah, I think if he wants to be like a little breakthrough, if he doesn't want to be, we can't even offer him a deal. That's all right. When's his contract up at his home club? He's got another year. So we could potentially, try and go for a little steal. We'll have a 0. No, they're not interested in a 0. Can we extend to the end of next season? No, they're not interested in talking to us. They want him to go to a different environment. Fair enough. We have found... that's the wrong one. We are bringing in 2 players that are joining on free transfers anyway. Stiger Dijan Podarson is coming from Benfica, no less. Our scouts found him. That we did get him a bit more of a scout report, and he's got a lot of yellow in here. So we thought we'd give him a go and see how he can come on. He's gone from Vikingur to Benfica, not played for the Benfica first team, been in their second team. And at 19 years old, signing from Benfica, I was like, it's probably worth a little punt and see what he can do for us. And the other one is Adam Peter Farkas, coming from Ferrocarrils. Is a 6'2" ball-winning midfielder, and he has been playing for Ferrocarrils. I think he's been playing for their second team more than their first team. But what I really liked about him is all of these. He's completing lots of his passes. He's winning back. He's not losing possession very often. He's winning possession quite a lot, and he's winning a lot of tackles, which I think we're missing in midfield for that sort of proper ball winner in there. And he brings height. He brings ability, he brings physicality, very good determination, consistency as well. So I was very, very happy to get him in. So if we actually compare him to other defensive midfielders, you can see that it's looking very, very good. Actually getting more assists or expected assists than most people as well. So I think he could be a very good addition. Adam Peter Farkas will be joining as well. So we've been a little bit busy. But yeah, we've got more data to dive into when we do the actual transfer window episode. But for now, let's get into the dead rubber, which is our final game of the season against Tizasakasky, them. And we'll see how it goes. And of course, we'll have a quick check of the manager market as well to see how that's going. Because this is a journeyman save, and we might want to move on, and we might want to adapt what we're doing. So we're going to be starting with the 4-4-2, and I think we're going to be starting with this team as it stands. Gabriel Melli in goal, who, quite frankly, hasn't been great. Yeah, he's not been great. Goalkeeper is still something on the hunt, but it's very difficult to find goalkeepers at this level with data, and I'll get into that probably in the next episode. But I think this is what we're going to line up for. We've got the target forward still playing advanced, though, so he pushes the defence back. The false 9 that drops in to help build up play. The ball winner and the ball box-to-box, which is a partnership I'm going to look at maybe refining for next season. We've got the wingers in there as well, which we know we like to do. I think next season we're going to be paying a little bit more attention to what the wingers are doing. Our crosses as we've touched on in this series, have been pretty woeful. And I think we're going to be touching on what they do. And I'm probably going to try and encourage one of the defenders to be a bit more of a ball player, and then reduce one of the, well, probably this guy at the moment, from a wing back to a full back, so we can encourage the centre backs to be a bit more progressive with their passing. But that's all for next year. It depends what the squad looks like and what sort of players we've got. But I am already thinking about how I want the team to line up, what I want them to do, and how I want the sort of strikers. I'm more interested in how the strikers and the midfielders are connecting. I think the back four, in terms of progressing the ball, we're not asking them to do too much. We're just asking them to sort of win it and move it forward to someone close to them. I don't think, well, at the moment we're doing direct passing, right? So we're just saying basically don't hang around with it in the back four for too long. I'm more interested to know, can we get our wingers connecting a bit more? Can we get the link-up play between all four of these and all six of the more progressive players a little bit better into next season? But yeah, that's what there you go. A little insight into what I'm planning for next year already, if we stay at Nagykanizsa. Or we'll probably take this sort of feature with us. I've got an injured player in here. Who's injured? Oh, yeah, Marcel Zernick, our substitute, our loanee, who has not really played at all. So we'll get a second goalkeeper on the bench. Yeah, why not? Final game of the season and all that. So here we go then, into the game. And the teams are warming up, as it says. I'm not really too bothered about how this game goes. We'll let Jiri do the team talk. But, yeah, they're lining up in a 4-2-3-1. Katona up front, Bensei, Sipef, Sagi. I've not really done too much research into it. This save is probably more about focusing on how we're playing and improving how we play and getting our system into the sort of Durko Melanic's system and getting it working as best we can. That's what I want to do. I want to see how far we can go by trying to emulate a different manager. And there's even been comments in the comment section, obviously, that's where they go, to say, like, highlights have been watched of his series, of how his management style and how they play, and it is very structured with crosses and target men, and so I think the way we've set it up is pretty good and pretty accurate. So I'm excited. I do think there may be a time where we switch it a little bit with an attacking midfielder, maybe trying to get that Luka Zahovic sort of role in there a little bit more accurately. But definitely at this level, we're struggling to do that because of the ability of the players more than anything, to be honest. But this game is boring, isn't it? 37 minutes in. We've had one highlight, which was a terrible corner from us. And, yeah, we're not really doing very much. Perez into Suto. Oh, my word, we've luckily to get that back. Cizagli does win the header into Sesh. Oh! And we've offered him a full-time contract to come and play for us. And he's rifled in a volley there. What a finish that is. What a finish that is. I'm actually, do you know what? I really like the behind-the-goal view. And I think I'm going to use it for replays from now on. So, Perez, I've really thought we'd messed this free kick up, but we didn't. Perez hoofed it long. Cizagli, who is 6'3", wins the header. And Sesh, what a volley that is. What a volley to end out the season for the loanee. And hopefully that embiggens, which is a word in The Simpsons, and no one knows what it means. What am I trying to say? Not embiggens. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. Hopefully it shows the fans what we're going to be getting, and he's happy to come to the club as well. But we'll say the word embiggens for there. If I'm a good editor, I'll put something in there for The Simpsons, but I probably won't remember that one. But yeah, so for the 4-4-2 is going okay at the moment. It's such a good system to use on Football Manager if you can nail it down with the players you have. It's very good. Oh, Sesh has hit the bar. Oh my word, get this boy a contract. Signed a ting, as they said to, who was that? Theo Walcott? Danny Welbeck at Arsenal? I can't remember where that all sort of originated, but an hour gone, and we are winning and on top, and we've hit the woodwork. People are complacent, which is very annoying. Winkler, our star man of the season, is not having a brilliant game. Now, it is more suited to have a right footer on that side as a winger. Winkler will be cutting in a little bit, which is something I want to look at potentially next season. So I'm not too sure. I mean, Daniel Suzuki has been very good, but he's also Doesn't love big games, does he? I think what we're going to try, let's do Winkler for Sos Krononios, and then we're actually going to put Cizagli at right wing and go from there, because Cizagli is a small little nippy player and he can get in between defenders and use his ability. So out to Suto, who is on a yellow card. Up it goes towards Guerin, who is annoyed he's not playing enough. That could be a sending off. Could also be an injury on the last day of the season, and it is a red card. Second yellow card for Sagi gives him a red, and we now have the extra man. Is Guerin actually got a knock there? No, he's okay. He seems to be okay. But complacency is never good, so Ula is going to come off for Gaspilimar in the middle. We're also going to take off Beres, and we're going to bring on Bentz, our club captain, for a game. And Suto, on a yellow card, will bring on Valentin Hadaro on the left-back position, who has been a very, very solid backup left-back, Valentin Hadaro. So Zoyokis is in, and he scores. He's offside. Oh, it was a smartly quick-taken free kick, and we worked the space, but it is offside. And it's shots 8 apiece at the moment. And touch wood, with 14 minutes to go, is Melli going to pick up, I think, his first clean sheet of the season playing for Nagykanizsa. I've absolutely butchered that name. I've absolutely butchered that. Rosas comes forward down the right-hand side, swings in across looking for Sesh. He is a sort of target man. That's why I like him as an advance forward. I think if we could get an advance forward that could play alongside him and push the defence back like that and bring his height and physical ability a little bit deeper into play, that could work. But at the moment, I like Session as advanced forward, using him like a target man. Basically, we still put in crosses towards him as Gaspilimar's in over the bar. We're still like playing wide and getting crosses in, looking for him as a target man. But he's playing as an advanced forward, which means he's on the last defender trying to push them back. And it is going to be a 1-0 win to end the season. Gabriel Melli does get a clean sheet, and Sesh picks up man of the match. So hopefully that will convince him to join us. Happy with that. Didn't play our best, but we got the result. And that is lovely jubbly. Absolutely superb. So it finishes 6th. 30 games played, a plus 15 goal difference, 52 points. And we take that for our first season. It should give us a bit of a reputation boost as a manager, because this team was definitely going to basically go down. That's what they were. We get 22.3k million for finishing 6th, and we get 222k for playing in the league, which is very nice. Hungary's not too shabby on money. That's more than I get in the Singapore Premier League on my save on Twitch. So yeah, that's not too bad. What's it done for our finances? We're still starting next season in the negative, unless it hasn't ticked over. It may tick over in April, that the new money comes in, because it's done on a monthly basis. So we will find out. But we'll be back in a minute to have a quick review of the squad. But before we do that, we came runners-up in the Manager of the Year, which I think shows a good job we did. The man who won it was Sandor Castro, who were nearly close to booting out until we saw he was a club legend. So well done to him. He's taken his team into the Hungarian top division. Nagykanizsa have a... Who did we get? Oh, Winkler. Yeah, Winkler. That makes sense. Andreas Winkler gets in there. And next season, we're going to have a transfer budget of £17.3 thousand with a wage budget of 22.5. How much are we spending at the moment? We're currently spending 22.3. So they're not giving us a great amount of leeway, are they? They're not giving us a huge amount of leeway in our budgets, but let's see how it goes. Right, looking at the squad then. So very, very quickly, most appearances went to Balinat Ula in central midfield. Did have a very, very good season. Lots of progressive passes, completing 86% of his passes as well. Not great at retaining possession or winning it back, and I think that's why we need to up our ball winning midfield ability. But, you know, lots of pressures on the ball. He took a lot of shots in games as well and did score some absolute bangers. He had a 0.11 of non-penalty expected goals and scored 0.18 a game, so above his XG, which is good. And he had a few assists in there, which is nice. 7 assists of the season. He was expected to get 0.16 a game. Really not too bad. 5 goals from central midfield is really good. Very high work rate. And I think was a very, very good player for us. His play style then was a maestro, a free spirit who'll drop deep into wide pockets of space, and is a master at creating opportunities for others, and a quarterback midfielder, so very good in the build-up play, which is good to know. If we judge him against other defensive midfielders, just to give you a more overarching idea of how he played, you can see his actual sort of possession, retaining and winning wasn't the best. We don't expect him to dribble too much from a ball-winning midfielder position. But yeah, actually, as a creative force, he was actually very good, which is good to see. I would like him to have a bit more control in possession, but yeah, not too bad for Ballot. Andres Winkler up there as well. 28 appearances for him. He's obviously had a superb season. Who would he be? He would probably be against attacking midfielders. But 28 appearances, starting 3 off the bench, 9 goals, 12 assists. And again, those sort of attacking outputs, very good. Good progressive passes, good dribbles, expected assists, non-penalty expected goals are huge. Goals are very good, lots of shots per games. Again, in possession, not amazing, but we're asking him to dribble and run at players, right, as a winger. It's been really interesting to see how we can fit him in next season, what he's going to do. But a wide threat forward, so stretches the back line and gets into the penalty area, an absolute menace when running with the ball, which is exactly what we wanted from him, to be honest. And then third, we've got a few more people here playing 28, actually. So Suto at left-back, a very attacking left-back for us, did very, very well. Let's compare him to the other full-backs in the data world. And you can see lots of progressive passes, completing quite a few of them. Again, not brilliant in possession. I'm going to assume that'll be down to crosses and more direct passing. So that's something we can look at next season. Not too many dribbles. I wonder if that's because he's been playing as a wing back on defend for most of the season. But expected assists was very high. Actually got more goals than most others in the top 20 leagues as well. So there is a lot of positives out of how we've been playing this year, and one of them was new signing Damien Dakic, who I'm very surprised there's no interest in him from bigger clubs in Hungary. 28 appearances, 1 as a sub, 7 goals, only 2 yellow cards as well. But look at this, huge possession 1 stats in there, or data. Comparing him to only centre-backs, it goes down a little bit in terms of how good he's been in comparison, but really good at winning the ball. I think at this level, that's good. Loads of progressive passes, and then obviously outperforming his goals and things like that. Winning loads of headers, absolutely superb. He's 5'10", but he's got good jumping and good strength, and his pros was jumping reach, so has an impressive jumping reach. So that headers won, 72% of his headers he's gone for is won, which is absolutely incredible. And yeah, I don't think we're going to hold on to him. He's also one that I think we can potentially bring with us if we come forward to another club in the future. But I do like Damien Dakic. He is looking very good. And then the final person with 28 appearances, his centre-back partner, Martin Gula-Perez, who we were trying to buy and get back, but doesn't look like it's going to happen. But you can see nowhere near the level that we saw from Dakic, like nowhere near as good. So it's going to be interesting because Dakic has done most of the carrying of the centre-backs, and I don't think in this club as it stands we have a centre-back that could match Dakic's level. Bence as our captain could do a job back there, but again, it's not amazing. I mean, headers won, 62% of his headers won. We had Dakic up at like 74, 75%. He is passing. He's been playing a bit more in sort of holding midfield, but next year he may have to step in and step up his game at centre-back, to be honest. I do think that is something he'll have to do. In terms of goals then, top goal scorer was Cizagli. Came into it in the second half of the season, did really, really well, comparing him to sort of centre-forwards around the world then. 5'3", look at this, playing as that false 9, I think he really enjoyed it. I would quite like him to potentially play further up if we can get a system up. Don't get him dropping down, even though his progressive passes have been great and his pass completions have been pretty good. I think if we can get him into this, the positions to score more goals, I know he's our top goal scorer, but to score more goals, his conversion of XG to goals is amazing. So if we can get that higher up the pitch, closer to the goal, I think that could be really good. Take advantage of that yellow bracket of finishing. His balance is good. I think he doesn't quite have the pace and acceleration I want, but I do think we can try and utilise what he has got. So yeah, his finishing ability, his personality, what he can do, and go from there. So I'm excited about next season to the point that I think we could have a very good season and do very well. Winkler was up there with 9, Suzuka's up there with 8. Barnabas Nagy actually scored 7 out on loan in the division below. So this could be, again, the AI brought him in before we were here. 2 appearances, 8 as a sub, 7 goals coming off the bench. He's got 1.7 goals a game from an XG of 0.84 without penalties. I mean, I don't know how many of them were penalties. We could go and look at that later on, but he never lost possession. Bloody hell. Yeah, maybe we'll give him a bit of a run out. Obviously, the other people that I really want to go and look at, Michael Omer, I brought him in. There was a big bit of fanfare after his pre-season, right? I think he dropped off. Yeah, look at that. 0.36 goals from a 0.41 non-penalty expected goals. Yeah, it didn't quite work out for him. He's got another year left on his contract, so we'll have to see how it goes. But we may be looking to move him on in a non... It wasn't too successful, basically. It wasn't too successful. And then Norbert Sesh, who hopefully is going to join us on a permanent deal. Again, outperforming his XG, 2.52 shots a game, really not losing possession very much, making some good passes. As a youngster, I do feel like it could be good. Disappointed, his 37% for headers won. I thought it'd be better than that, but I do feel like he's been impressive enough in his loan spell that we can look to bring him in permanently and get it done, especially just as a breakthrough prospect, like a backup. I do think that is a good way to look at things. Obviously, though, our big problem point is goalkeeper, and boy, do we know this throughout the season. He now does have some clean sheets, which is nice. 3 clean sheets he got this season in 7 appearances. That's not too bad, but it's the expected goals prevented. He's letting in more than he should. He should be saving more shots than he should. 3 saves per 90 minutes, conceding 1.71 per 90 minutes. Not many progressive passes. Passes completed, possession lost. That's, I think all of our goalkeepers will have that. So I do think goalkeeper is something we do need to look at for next season. And see if we can use the data in the game to find a goalkeeper who can perform at a lower level. And it may mean taking a bit of a risk to see how it goes. So I'm not writing any of these off. I mean, Suzumola has got another year on his contract. Haller's unhappy, but he's got another year on his contract. Gabriel Melli, who finished the season as our number 1, has 2 years. Well, he will have another season. 2 years. Yeah, he's got 2 seasons left on his contract. So yeah, we've made a few calls at goalkeeper, but we may have to, like, you know, Man City and Pep Guardiola the shit out of this, where you bring in a goalkeeper, if it's not the right person, you keep hunting until you find the right goalkeeper that works for you. Similar to what, you know, Pep came in, Joe Hart was there, he knew he wasn't his first choice, he brought in Claudio Bravo, knew that wasn't working straight away, went and got Edison. And I think we're going to have to do something like that. But a very quick, brief overlook at what our sort of top performers and the key players in the squad are doing. As we discussed, I've got some ideas for next season about how I want the 4-4-2 to adapt and work a little bit. I feel like scoring some more goals and potentially making it harder to score against us would be good. I mean, we scored 66 and conceded 51, so it's not dreadful. I just think if we can just maybe adapt it just a little bit more and see if what we can do. Try and get those cross completions up a little bit better. Try and find our strikers a little bit better and go from there. But yeah, the next episode will be a transfer window. As I said, I'm going to record the whole thing. I think I'm going to be doing it for like 2-3 hours in one stint. And then I'll slice it up and we'll go from there. But thank you so much for watching. Season 1 comes to an end. A quick look, actually, before we go, at the job centre. Is there anyone who needs managers? There's plenty of clubs that need managers. I don't know if we're going to quite have... Oh my God, if we could move up. Surely we look to see if we can move up. I'm going to go for it. Am I going to go for it? I don't know. I'm going to decide off camera if I go for another job, or do I want one more season where we are? It would be nice to go and manage in the Hungarian Premier Division. It would be nice to go and manage in the Hungarian Premier. Right, don't manage Haladas. They're coming straight back down. But the Puskás Academy, I feel like would be quite cool. I feel like it would be quite cool to go and manage the Puskás Academy. I don't know. We'll leave that on a cliffhanger. We might be at a different club. It would make the transfer window very difficult, but we'll see. Thank you so much for watching. Please do subscribe if you're enjoying the series. Leave a like if you're new. Get in the Discord as well. All the links are in the description, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.